This is day 103, and today I'm going to talk about freedom and how it is different for everyone. Someone asked me, "What does freedom looks like to me?" So I told them that going to certain beach in one part of the country and then traveling for another beach. In the midst of it, I do some work. That's what freedom is. Because I'm going to beach to do yoga, obviously, 2 times. Because I can make yoga my life if I have that sort of freedom. There is financial freedom. There is some sort of freedom in alignment to I don't have any family pressures, something like that. I don't have any family pressures right now, but just saying. So it works really well when we are discussing, when we think on these lines, when we have clarity of what type of life we want in those scenarios. And I am going to earn that life for sure because um, from the experience that I have had, life is always going to become how we think about it. And there are some good and bad experiences of how they might have been some sort of negative thinking around something, and it's like just not negative. It's just like, oh, that seems like a certain reality. That wasn't a reality. That was just my brain. That was just how the brain was processing things. So that's a big lesson. And not I'm not very late. I'm not very old to understand this lesson. So once I have understood this lesson, I can implement these things in a more productive way, where I can bring in all the elements and then work towards getting a better and a positive life. Now, talking about freedom, so I will give the exact definition of what I said. I said I will, my freedom to me is waking up, going to St. Kilda Beach and doing yoga over there, and then doing 3 process work appointments over there. After that, I fly to Gold Coast, Broadway Beach, where I do second session, my evening session of yoga, and then I do 3 appointments again. The appointment here are the meetings related to the work sphere that I'm part of. And at night, I go to Mount Trampoline. Mount Trampoline, one of the beautiful places. I saw it in one. I saw it for 1 second, and then I missed it. That is another story. Story for another time. But why is this definition? Because I relate freedom with having really good mobility in your body. And when I'm doing this, obviously there are no mental stresses. My family finances are taken care of. My finances obviously are taken care of, that I'm traveling around like this. And definitely there is healthy, everyone is healthy around, that I'm connected to. This gives me certain sort of peace when I'm in that freedom. Otherwise, there is definition of freedom, that what is freedom. There's a vague definition that, okay, we will have freedom, and what we'll do, because not many people can survive that, to be honest. This is just a vague idea that now the programming of mind has been like this. For example, a person working for 20 years, 25 years, if they don't have a hobby, why do they get diseases when they get old? The reason is they never had any sort of hobby, or how they can occupy themselves, and that's a big plague right now. And it is going to come in fruition in few years. Why I say this? Because artificial intelligence, machine learning, big data are taking over. So there are so many analytical skills that they're going to take over, that wherever we were putting our brains into, now machine can do it. So we just sit down there and we'll be like, okay, so what do I do? I'll be just, you might be a machine engineer, and then still you are free. So in that freedom, like I'm using the word vaguely, but in that sort of freedom where you have a little bit of work and then you have a lot of free time, how do you occupy your brain? So many diseases, I'm not talking about the chronic, the other illnesses that happen over time to the body or to the mind, but I'm talking about just general people who are healthy, who are gifted with genetic gifts that they have about their body, about the health they have. They get these diseases that because of not keeping themselves occupied. They just go there, and then they have no they don't have any vague idea of how to really function in that manner. So how do we work on that? Maybe write about it, write about these scenarios. What will you do when you get freedom, isn't it? Now it's hard to think right now how the world is working. We are all kind of little bolts and nuts into the big factory that this world is becoming into. And it's high time to just think about ourselves and think where we can go from here. Happy freedom. Thank you.